Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
An adorable puppy, the victim of a horrific and heartbreaking case of animal cruelty, burned with acid by her original owner. She is facing a long and costly road to recovery tonight. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 6. I'm Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill. The little dog's name is Amira, and her life has been saved by some big-hearted people and the use of new stem cell technology. Sean Lay is live at Woodhaven Animal Hospital, where there's so much love after such an evil act.
This is Amira, absolutely beautiful little puppy, people working hard, spending thousands to save her life. I can't even show you the injuries, intentional injuries done to her. It's just too much, but here's what we know, here's what happened.
She's so sweet.
Patricia Odette's tears are big, it's her heart that is huge. Because you see it all.
I do see it all, but she's more heartbreaking because she's a puppy. Because I know how much I have burns on my own body from when I was a child. So I obviously can relate to this.
This precious puppy named Amira is why Odette runs ARF, the Animal Resource Funding Foundation. Donations made there, and the skill, the passion of Dr. Lucretia Greer at the Woodhaven Animal Hospital has saved this puppy's life after its owner poured acid all over this tiny soul.
And also from her skin literally being burned completely off of her bones. The skin, the muscle, tendons, ligaments, everything all exposed, and some of them were just completely disintegrated by this acid.
All because this puppy had a potty accident in her crate.
Just watching her scream in pain, I'm sure it was tremendously painful, and leaving her in that kennel with children in the home. To see this, to discipline the dog for having an accident.
Amira was so torn apart, putting the puppy down was one option. Odette and Greer used new stem cell patches to grow the skin and fur back, along with 4 skin grafting surgeries, 3 surgeries to put her back together. Amira is almost back.
And sometimes we have to look at each other and at what expense does this make sense? And for her, she's a puppy. I mean, she had baby teeth. She was 12 weeks old when this happened. It was horrible. She had her whole life ahead of her. And so in my mind, I felt like if there's a possibility and if there's something out here we can try and give her her entire life, a good, happy life, and her quality of life good, then it's worth it. It's worth it.
She's a happy puppy.
She's a very happy puppy.
I know. Just spending a little time with Amira today, and the wonderful doctor and Patricia Odette. Just wonderful. What a sweet soul she is. Here's the shocking thing. Yes, acid poured on a puppy. That's shocking. The owner, also shocking, not under arrest, not facing any charges. We're told more investigative work has to be done. Guys, Amira has another surgery scheduled for tomorrow. This is expensive stuff. $15,000 bill and counting, all provided by the ARF, Animal Resource Funding Foundation. It runs on donations to make this work, to get these animals the care that Amira needs. We'll put a link to ARF, Animal Resource Funding Foundation, on our website. Click on Detroit.com. She's not up for adoption, guys. I'm already getting calls and texts about that. She is spending her days at that clinic at Woodhaven Animal Hospital, healing, and with a lot of love surrounding her. Back to you.
Definitely a lot of love. Good thing she's getting better, and just kudos to those doctors and everybody who's donated, will donate, and glad she's going to be okay. Sean, we appreciate it.
All right, now to breaking news in the Samantha Wal murder case. An update we first brought you at 5. Police confirming a short time ago someone is now in custody for her murder.
Yes, so the suspect was apprehended in Kalamazoo, with their connection to the city not clear at this moment. Wal was, of course, a well-known leader in Detroit's Jewish community. She was stabbed to death after returning home from a wedding that was on October 21st. DPD says more information will be released later at what they call the appropriate time.
Thousands of people grabbed whatever they could carry and fled Gaza today to avoid starvation and the advance of Israeli forces. Water and food are extremely scarce, and that's why several of Israel's allies are pressuring Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to allow unimpeded delivery of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Netanyahu has said he is open only to small pauses to deliver aid until an estimated 240 hostages are freed by Hamas. More than 70% of Gaza's 2.3 million people have left their homes since the escalation of violence early last month. Now, in Dearborn today, the Arab American Civil Rights League celebrated what it called a tiny ripple of hope as a Livonia husband and wife, whom the group had been fighting to help, are now back home. Pamela Osborne was there. Getting out of Gaza cannot be easy, Pamela.
Devin, the Al-Arashis say there is no safe place left in Gaza. They actually had to recruit help here at home in order to even get their names on an evacuation list so that they could escape through the border with Egypt.
Bomb everywhere. When I go sleep, we cannot sleep.
Zachariah and Layla Al-Arashi left Gaza more than 20 years ago to escape war.
I hear like bomb next to us.
They found themselves at the very center of it while visiting their 2 children and 7 grandchildren last month.
I'm 60-year-old, crying, and all the kids around me, like coming to me. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.
The conditions were unimaginable.
Hard to get water, hard to go to the toilet, hard to get food.
Forced to evacuate their family home, they started looking for a way out.
First day in the world, I called my embassy. They told me, why you there? You're not supposed to be there. I say, I come to visit my family and my kids. She said, I can't help you.
Mariam Charara did, but it wasn't easy. Once Zachariah's name finally made it to the list of Americans who could evacuate, he had to make his own way to the border.
How am I gonna go? This is no safe. They say if no safe, don't go. I have to go, I have to leave.
He arrived to find it closed, not just that once, but 6 times.
It should not have taken a month, as this is a life and death situation.
Eventually, he and his wife both crossed into Egypt and flew back home to the U.S., leaving loved ones and rubble behind. For those Americans who remain,
I'm asking our Secretary of State and our Secretary of Defense to do more. Do more. There are still hundreds of United States citizens stuck in that hellhole of Gaza.
And that couple really wanting to extend their gratitude to everyone here at home to help bring them back home. They are now hoping that they can bring their son, their daughter, and their grandchildren to the U.S. so that they too can be safe. Reporting live tonight, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
This is still a long way to go for the family. All right, Pamela.
2 men are now charged in a deadly crash caused by drag racing in Pontiac. The high-speed crash was captured on cell phone video. This happened back on March 30th. Police say 18-year-old Cameron Pickett and 19-year-old Cody Johnson were drag racing when they slammed into the victim's car as he did donuts at an intersection. Pickett and Johnson face charges of reckless driving, causing death, and drag racing. If convicted, each could spend up to 15 years in prison.
Changing of the guard in Warren, a history-making change. In fact, a woman will lead the city. Longtime Mayor Jim Fouts is out. Lori Stone is in. And with new leadership comes changes. Will Jones joining us now for Fouts. Will, an odd goodbye, one that he did not want to make.
And Devin, being mayor has meant so much to Jim Fouts. His office still looks as if this chapter is not coming to a close. Photos and newspaper clippings remain up with his career highlights. We spent time in his office talking about his career and his plans for what's next.
I'm very appreciative and happy that the citizens of Warren gave me 16 wonderful years.
Elected in 2007, Warren Mayor Jim Fouts is packing up, proud of his steering of the economy, handling of the pandemic, and the detention basin project in the works to alleviate flooding.
I look back and I would never have dreamed that I would become mayor or even a councilman.
Fouts sharing this video of his retirement party last week.
Thank you so very, very much for all you've done for the citizens of Warren.
I love this job. I went home every night. I returned calls. People could call me any night.
Last night, State Representative Lori Stone became the first woman elected to lead Warren, defeating George Demas, who Fouts endorsed. Fouts had hoped to seek a 5th term, but the Michigan Court of Appeals ruled a charter amendment involving term limits approved during his 4th term prevented him from doing so.
The election is over, and my job right now, my most important job, is to help the new mayor transition into becoming a successful mayor.
Part of that will be working with City Council, which Fouts admits was especially difficult over the past 4 years.
It's a long, involved story. It involves major differences. It involves the city charter.
Do you have any regrets about your time?
No, I don't have any regrets.
Fouts doesn't know what he will do next. Stone will be sworn in next week. We wanted to chat with Stone today, but she cited her busy schedule in Lansing. We're live tonight. Will Jones, Local 4.
Yeah, trying to leave that job for a new one. All right, Will.
Okay, let's see what's happening with our forecast. Kind of a cloudy day, but better days coming.
Let's go with that. Right,
We'll
Kim?
go with that.
Well, I have something unusual. I can tell you that for
Okay.
November. I've got a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, it's not here in Metro Detroit. Let me step out of the way so you get a frame of reference. Here's Flint and Lapeer. There's Waterford and Howell. So this is well off to our north and our west. It's just outside Big Rapids, but it is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Isabella until 7 o'clock tonight. And then we also have what we call a skit right here, which is indicative to us that we may see this one right here also pop severe. So not out of the question that we would hear a rumble of thunder here in Metro Detroit, but we're not expecting any severe weather, but it's definitely unusual for this time of year. Here in Metro Detroit, just a couple sprinkles out and about. There's not much going on here tonight. It is cool, 47 at Metro Airport, upper 40s downtown. Bus stop forecast tomorrow, 43 degrees, and then by the afternoon we'll get a little sunshine and 53. I guess I'm tracking severe weather coming up.
Oh boy, my goodness.
Yeah, all right, Kim.